Hello everybody, Mobius1 here, bringing you a huge announcement update for my website, SWUniversity.net. Some of you may remember I launched this website back in November of last year. And when the website launched, we had two game modes, the first of which was quiz mode, which you could use to test your knowledge of both Star Wars Unlimited rules as well as card interactions. And the second was a mode called Do You Know Star Wars Unlimited, based on my YouTube series where you saw an image of a fake Star Wars Unlimited card, or potentially fake card, and you had to correctly identify what, if anything, was changed. Now, unfortunately, real life's been kind of hectic for me since the website launched, and I haven't really had time to add anything to it since then. But that's why I'm making this video now, because I want to show you the two new things coming to SWUniversity.net. The first is up here in the top right corner. You can see we now have profiles. So by registering a profile on the website, we now track your stats on the different game modes that are available. So you can see here under quiz mode, it'll track how many standard runs you've completed, along with your answer accuracy and how you're doing when presented with different questions of different difficulties. If you attempt Iron Man runs, it'll track how many times you've attempted and how long you've gone, or whatever your longest run was. And then also keeps track of how many of the different questions within the different difficulty levels we have in our data bank you've correctly answered. You can also see on the left-hand side, we have an area here for badges. That is going to be sort of like an achievement system that we're still working on. It's not quite ready to launch yet, but that is something coming in the near future. And just below that, you might see something here that says puzzles. Well, that might give away the second and much more interesting feature that we've added that I'm really excited to show you. SWUniversity now has a third game mode, Puzzle Mode. In Puzzle Mode, we present you with a Star Wars Unlimited game state and ask you the question, how do you win? You can see here in the puzzle menu, we have a bunch of different puzzles for you to choose from, with a lot of different filters at the top of the screen that you can use to filter out different difficulties if you only want to do easy puzzles, or if you only want to do more challenging ones. We also track whether or not you've solved puzzles using your profile. So you can also filter out puzzles that you have or have not yet solved. Now, obviously, I don't want to spoil the solutions to all of these puzzles, but I do want to at least demonstrate the basic one for you, just to give you an idea of what we've built for you. So let's click this first puzzle at the top. We have to start somewhere. It will load into a game state with an info box pop up in the center here that gives you the title of the puzzle, the author of the puzzle, which we'll come back to that in a little bit, and then also gives you a block of information text. So, welcome to SWUniversity Puzzle Mode. Most puzzles on the site follow the same three basic principles. Those principles are: your opponent has claimed the initiative, you have 0 cards remaining in your deck, win the game. And then you can also find useful buttons in the menu on the left side of the screen. To return to the puzzle menu, click the X icon in the top right. Have fun. And here we have a game state. You can see we're playing Director Krennic. Our epic action has already been used. We're facing Jyn Erso. Our base already has 29 damage on it. Her base has 26. We have a ready Ant droid, as well as a ready Imperial Dark Trooper, and Jyn has an exhausted Zeb Aurelios. We can scroll down a little bit and see our hand. We have Kijimi Patrollers, we have Haymaker, we have Dedramiro, we have Onyx Squadron Brute, and we have an Annihilator. You can see here on the left our resources. We have 8 resources total, 3 of which are already exhausted. We have 0 credits. We have, as the information told us, 0 cards in our deck and 0 cards in our discard pile. Now, right off the bat, I just want to get out of the way, no, this is clearly not a realistic game state that you would run into through, normal Star Wars Unlimited gameplay. That's not really the point of this game mode. The point of this is really just to use the tools that you are given to try and figure out how to win. The purpose of having 0 cards left in the deck is pretty simple. If you happen to go to Regroup Phase and draw 2 cards during Regroup with no cards in your deck, you'll end up taking 3 damage per card. And in this case, since we only have 1 HP remaining left on our base, we'll immediately lose the game. And the importance of your opponent taking the initiative already is basically so you don't have to try and predict what moves or what cards your opponent is going to play. This is more, again, about taking what you see in front of you and finding the way to win with just that. So clearly we need to find a way to take down the Zeb Sentinels so that we can attack the base. You might see Dedramiro, who has Ambush, and think, oh, that's a really interesting and easy way to get through it. Unfortunately, she costs 6 resources, and we only have 5 ready. You might think, well, I do have a measly 1 power Ant Droid, so I'll go ahead and use Director Krennic's leader ability to sacrifice it and get a credit token. Then I can afford to play Dedramiro. But if you do that, oh no, puzzle has failed because our base was defeated. Reset to try again or head back to the puzzles menu. That's because the androids, when defeated, draws us a card and we've just killed ourselves. So we can simply reset the puzzle and try again. Maybe you think, well, if we play the Kijimi Patrollers, we'll pay the 2 resources. You can see those resources get exhausted, and then we can use Krennic's ability to defeat the TIE Fighter token, and that gives us a credit here, but no, now we still only have 4 resources to spend, so that didn't really help. So we can actually use these buttons on the left to undo some actions and take us all the way back to the start. And if you're still really struggling with this, we do offer hints on the left side of the page. We have 3 different hints, so if you only want like a light hint, you can just reveal hint number 1. If you want like a medium hint, hint number 2. And then if you're really struggling, hopefully hint number 3 will give you a real solid direction, at least on where to start. So in this case, try to defeat the enemy Sentinel without attacking with your units. Well, we do have Haymaker, which gives an experience token to a friendly unit, then that unit deals damage equal to its power to an enemy unit in the same arena. We can give our Imperial Dark Trooper an experience token, which will bring his power to 4, which is conveniently enough to take out the Zeb. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll play Haymaker, we'll target our Imperial Dark Trooper, that then buffs him to a 4/4, which we'll use to take out Zeb. And now we can easily attack the enemy base with our Imperial Dark Trooper, dealing 4 damage and solving the puzzle. When you do solve a puzzle, you'll be congratulated, and then you'll also be given the author's intended solution. So in this case, play Haymaker, targeting the Imperial Dark Trooper, buffing it to a 4/4, then choose to deal the 4 damage to the enemy Zeb, defeating it. Attack the enemy base with the Imperial Dark Trooper, dealing 4 damage. That's my intended solution to this puzzle. However, I'm aware that I'm not perfect. Some of these puzzles that I've made may have multiple solutions. So we do offer a link here. If your solution was different, feel free to let us know on our Discord server. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of some of the puzzles that I've created for you so far. At the time of recording this video, we have roughly 15 puzzles of varying difficulties. However, I want to add much, much more. But I am only one person, which is why I drew attention to the author tag earlier in this video. I will be setting up a system on the SWUniversity Discord server for people to submit their own puzzles, whether those are fully fleshed out puzzles that they've already tested themselves, or if they're simply ideas for puzzles that they'd like to see on the website. And you can see here, I've just added, we've got room not only for the puzzle author, but also the puzzle inspired by. Just in case you maybe want to submit an idea for a puzzle, but you don't have the capabilities or the time to design it yourself, you can still say, hey, how about a puzzle involving this sort of setup? And if I have time, I'll make the puzzle myself. That way we could say, yes, even though I made the puzzle, I got the idea from, in this case, someone else. I'll reiterate what I said earlier. No, these puzzles don't necessarily simulate real-world game states. However, if you think about it, like, there are tons of chess puzzles out there that you can do online that don't simulate real-world chess setups. So it's kind of the same thing. Either way, I hope you guys have fun with it. If you're watching this video, it means that it's already publicly available on SWUniversity.net. The link to the website will obviously be in the video description. I'm really looking forward to the feedback. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Join our Discord server. Link to that can be found pretty much all over the website, but also in the top right corner of the website here. And while we're here, I'll also point out I have a link to my Patreon in case you want to help support the website. We don't run ads or have any subscriptions or anything like that, but if you do want to support me and the developers of the website, this is an excellent way to do so. Before I go, huge shout out to Ninin or Ninin. Dude, I'm sorry. We've been talking for like 2 years now, and I don't know how to pronounce your name, but he's been an absolute massive help in getting this working. But that's going to be it for now. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have fun. Can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Mobius1 here. I'll see you in the next one.